I'll get you. You will lay a desire. Then I'd wear drunk power. President, via Yatuya, this again. I say, oh, me, I'm right. And by doing you, I'm a part of my trade there. Well, on it goes away. Alas, I go that Gianna, we say you. Papa Mora, get me up with anywhere, Momba Sivole. Sivole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. We are glad that we want by say so where that you are. I want to say, there be do a play you about Babomonia. Papa, you guitar, petit, brother, Fassoni. Kaidaka. Bena paya posa gogo mambo panjagu Apo blo akafwe Wa posa nyoka fwe Be afonte mwa bandi yo kwa kle nyukiye Nyonjo si mwe Posu kata tunyo kwe atinyo diyo ngon Emo o Nese tokan Is a book, okay, where they have it. Go on, yeah, I can't salute. Post to a gather to your way, I think on the one. Emo, Nesetoka. Now, with is a book, okay, where they have it. Go on, yeah, can you get? Now, getting your way, and your sound, Fabian. Yeah, I do. Listen to what you just grab the one. Say your book on you. Are you now? Taibo Bodachi, no, we said you over. I want to your Kamala, need a boy, and yes, I'm going to buy the good mwege. Hey, Imo, am I gay? What I guess me, I'm going to end it the boy. Oh, ow. Bobo that Giano and we say you will. So like it, I'm going to never go. Netoni and Rayo. Hey, and you? Obo just say, oh, yeah, I'm a walking ever. Kaidaka, when it was to work, I go to let you know halfway. I just know. This is what I say. Bobo, yeah, you like do I name one by one name on tell it by Botamu, Tanyada. Planning Papa, Pinagasia, Bacao Lage, the Buesi, the BSC, the Tonya, you can up one. There was a Bob was a dressy, Mambo, Palibo, Dagiano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. Back to a ganja do it so say. I just want to lay a bad to an hour you see you okay. Wait, Ivo, Saibo, and they get pop and block where John B. Bangla on the Kriana walk like a bad day, the noir. Just a was so the one you're naturally stand, let the soule. Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. I'm done it. So away. I know Roswell, Cape Roswell. South Africa, your part, your way. Thank you for your work and my one. I'm the Pope and Yaguba. Don't feel it, I say, oh, Claudio. Say, back in what we are coming. Say, Bobo that Giano and I will say you over. Aba pepo swelu ni de swelu Kwa muzo lumonge dota siko bala Kabo nyowa se Pepo swelu muzo bluke Say ya rea se Panye ino Gen mwande ye Nyok mamble yo se mwande ya nao Ariwo ase o Panye Amo amora da o Saibo de Giano and I will say you. I wish a rule of you, my so Saibo, 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 that young man now will take you there. Mop man down le Mary, with an young man, don't you? But you know, I say, it's a mayo. That was the Yasu, so mobile, but you. I'm original, I say.
Ouais, il a fait une chanson à Moblé Production, voilà. Et Moblé Production, c'est une structure qui est créée pour les jeunes qui sont dans le guémon, pour les jeunes de l'US tout. Moblé Production est là pour produire les jeunes talentueux, cachés, que les gens ignorent. Donc notre devoir, c'est de produire des talents cachés. Alors, il a fait un son pour Moblé Production.
Arrangé Eric Glodé, le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais. Jamais, jamais, au grand jamais. Moblé Production, Abia Dia Oboa, Amounia Grand, moi et toi Pierre. Moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, à toi Pierre Dia Wele, Pierre, moye, ah Pierre, we, Ndato Pierre se prononcer, à toi Pierre Dia Wele, à Kosia, moye, Pierre, moye. Bossa bossa ikoen, momoye. Pierre di mo were, mandoye mo. Ah Pierre di mo were, mandoye mo. Eh Pierre we, bebe. Ha, dia were, Pierre momoye. Moye o. Do Pierre moye o. Do Pierre moye o. Do Pierre dia were ba. Lo poje yo dia were. So no dunia embe. Amado, let's appelé. J'ai mon équipe à yon nez, mon wadia équipe à yon nez. J'ai le bonnet na kanyopo. Si à vous tienne, des kanywe. Kanyon de kogue, c'est pas du pléa. Pierre moye, Pierre moye, Pierre moye. On garde, on y ça. Moye, Jibla, no pigeon boba, Yeruno. Ma boye blé, Pierre, Pierre, moye, Moblé Production. Pierre, Moblé Production. Assez au clan, Yahweh, à quel homme le côté. Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre moye, Ericona, Pierre moye, ah Jean-Lucona, Pierre moye, ah to Pierre moye. Die na pa yeble, to Pierre die na pa yeble, ah nie Pierre, ah Pierre we. Pierre moye, Erico jato Pierre, Mare bomu jato Pierre, Erico de bomu jato Pierre, Miomo daka, Yojaliko ya enyopa, Opa la yede nyani yeble brakite, Tiao anade bro ajabe atia, Nurwa badeke abudiye. Ono homono ne ka double ye. Sobo somo soble so danyo. Paseble asenyo na yeta esa ye dibo sanere. E to Pierre jawe ke. To Pierre point so weke. To Pierre yiwa mopa. Kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane. To Pierre ki agba ile papa ko. Kia o a to Pierre moye. Ah tu agba mo e. Pierre, ah, Pierre Momoye, essaie Sonia Routier, assez haut. Maman Sableye, Angela Wene, et Bobo Pambla Bouye, Angela Wene, Nama Bobo Pambla Bouye, Angela Wene, Angela Dieu, Majaba Keyo, Daria Dieu, Moye, Angela Momoye, oh, Mama Bokebla, Mama Kebla, where you. Ah, je sais ma Jackie, je sais, maman, je sais, Tania Kyoto. Manda Nicolas, Memotia, Manda Nicolas, Tania, Nicolas, Bretogamo, Otuachi, Naipo de Wenge, Mlawen, La Gili, Agia, Agia, Moye, Piero Moye, 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 Piero Moye, Moye, Ale, Moye.
Jojo
la tu wa so we nu ni wele wa oni gba so e mo no so ta mu be o wa de wa ara luki wa oni gba so e mo no so ta mu be o klo ani ablie sogo abaira onu kwedu se aluwe na chawe se aluwe bo biewe na gbere klalu e se dre yo konwo na mo ba ko we de mo wa ko isi agbole la tu wa so anu ni wele ibo mo so wa ke no ko di fo awe mo na da fi o so we ye ta mo bien do mo igbe o to wa jeje o mama ko ne ko mewe anu se gbole la tu wa so anu ni wele mo jo se awe pa yan kun e wa nu trouble de ya mo re pote wa o lo yo tutu pote wa o onula yanduwe gbogbo we demo ona se bole la tuwa so we nu ni wele wala nyoma ko ma si mu e ma ko ri ma ju so la le ma yan we wonje de la yan ba o mo so ina yo wonje dia ma yan ba na mo wa uluwo wonje che ada yan ba na mo so ina yo wala ju ruwa wa o ya luigi pote wa o wala nyoma jagbe mu en luigi pote wa o atadi pote wa o ala nyoma ko we de mo ona te gbore la tu wa so we nu ni wele nígbà so en so ko ta mu fe o to di ke fe ma de so wi gelo bebe kari le se asko du so awlo bande la fino ase idawe ma Rodi Yala Stéphanie c'est de Côte d'Ivoire moi ouais mon boko we de loin on était pour la tu vas so we nu ni wele to ta bi la di gba so en lo yan so ta mu pe o ya mo le pote wa o peri ju so pote wa o ni mo te bi e gba mu ni pe ya bu so go iba ini boko we de mo Oko we de mo saru wa kon ye nyamu ije blo yanju we baga Nigeria ode ye nyombo ye mono Nigeria ode we akon ye nyamu mo mo ko we de mo so we wa kon ye nyamu
o lo abel ke o Jose ke wa no lo yan dei Yesu e sablo de fino de kela le metan impo dei mo du e mo popo ya bi de Rosette ne Oko we dan mo obian le nyemo Oko we dan mo obian le nyemo Amante Roseli Amante Lucky on na se ko wenyo Amante Geneviève I don't think you on na se ko wenyo Ko wa dani ni esa boble Bagno Julien Ibe ono ligi on na se ko wenyo Nyoma joja mo bangu
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. We're on it again this evening. Let's have fun together on a Friday. Wonderful, wonderful Friday afternoon. It's going to be a wonderful day. It has been. It's going to be a wonderful evening, folks. I want to thank all of you that are joining us this evening. Not that you don't have anything important to do than to watch Samson to make a fool out of himself, but that's okay. I come here and make a fool out of myself right before you. Why not? Why not? I got nothing to hide. So thank you very much for staying with us. We appreciate it. It's going to be a very good show tonight. If you're Liberian, I think this is one of those days that you will have to be proud of yourself, being Liberian, because I think the information that I have here with me tonight, despite all of the wrangling that is happening back home, I think you will enjoy it. So let's get a show going. Friday afternoon, safety, serious. We're not in Liberia now. We're here in America. We're in the diaspora. We're not in Liberia. Today's Friday. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. It can be very dangerous to do that. Okay? And I'll tell you about your car. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. The winter's going to be over here very shortly. And I hope by that time some of you will prepare your car for spring. Every season you have to do something with your car. You can't take the water that a car was drinking winter time and say what car will still be drinking. Car drink water? Yes, car drink water in total town. Samson too. Why not? Why not? But anyway, on a very serious note, take care of your car will take care of it. But on a very serious note, folks, don't drink and drive. What do I mean by? Let me qualify this here this evening. Maybe I said drink, Mr. Toe. I can drink water and be driving still. Yes, you can do that. But I mean liquor, anything that have alcohol in it, anything that will destabilize your vision. That's what I'm talking about. Stay away from that stuff. Because here's the thing here. You might not get pulled over, but what if you're involved in an accident? Nothing happened to you. Your car is damaged. You're going to have to pay for a repair bill. Repair bill you have not even budgeted for. That's going to come from somewhere. And then you're going to be doing like Donald Trump, going to different ministry, getting some money from there to build a wall. Because you didn't budget for it. So now you're going to have to go somewhere to get money from there to pay for the repair. Worst of all, what if you hurt somebody? Nothing happened to you. Can you imagine the statement in your community that your car kills somebody or that your car hurts somebody? Can you imagine the emotional trauma that you're going to be facing? How do you deal with that? So why can't you just avoid all of that? I'm not saying don't drink. It's Friday afternoon. I work all day. I want to come home and enjoy myself. And this is my own liquor right here. I'm in a liquor store right now, so as you can tell. Okay? So when I come in here, I enjoy myself. Okay? But no, on a very serious note. You want to get drunk? You want to drink? Go and buy a liquor. Come to the house and drink. But if you want to have fun with some friends, you're going to have to set yourself a limit. And the state, whatever state you're in, they have a liquor limit. What do you call it? Okay? Once you get to that particular limit, you don't have to breathalyzer to be blowing in there and stuff. Oh, do I know all of that? Oh, something to know about breathalyzer? Of course I do. What do you think I am? I'm speaking from experience. Please spare me that. By the way, so the point here is this. If you have to go into friend's house to drink, first thing is, you let a friend know they're having party. I want to enjoy myself tonight. But you have my keys here. If I'm not able to drive, please don't give me my keys. I'll be drunk. I'll be cussing you and stuff like that. If you can't stand my cussing, get a cab or get an Uber. Put me in there. Yes, another $30, $40. The $30, $40 will save you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. Okay? So if the person, you tell him before you start, have that kind of agreement. If I got time for that kind of foolishness. If you can't enjoy yourself, then that person is not a friend. because these things don't end well. Okay? That's just my own advice. So please stay away from drinking and driving. Even if you don't get hurt, the police pull you over. It's on your record. And those of you that are studying hard in the colleges, going to school is not easy. Going to school in America, where your mind partner is not easy. That's not small thing. You're going to even that AA degree set. That small thing. You're struggling. Please, whatever you do, we want you to stay alive, stay safe, and let's have fun together. This is Samson to LIBERIA Pub Radio. Join me this evening. Let's go on. I have my show tonight, but before I bring on the main topic of my show tonight, as usual, before that, folks, I will be reading some. By the way, the 2018 Human Rights Records report from the State Department is out. It came out on Thursday. On Wednesday. But because of Facebook, whatever they were having issue, I was not able to come on. So let's get it going here. Let's get it going. This is a very serious business. Samson to LIBERIA Pub Radio. Let me get it going here. Okay. This is Samson to LIBERIA Pub Radio. Okay. All right. Well, you know who we are. That's Dr. Weir. You know that already. You don't need to do anything else. That's Dr. Weir. Okay. I tried putting the name there, but you saw the name going, so I'm not going to fight with it. I'm going to have to fix it tonight. That's for sure. Okay. But that's Dr. Weir, President of the Republic of Liberia. And to be honest with you, I'm very glad and I'm happy for this young man tonight. I've been perusing this document. I've been going through it from page to page. I'll just read a little bit of it tonight. And I thought, for me as a Liberian, I'm happy to see that because I have this, and I was able to compare with 2017 report. And this time around, the report, it seemed to me what the State Department and the American government are doing is to focus on specific issues that Liberians are facing, and perhaps they feel the government need to address. The last time they focused on corruption. This time around, it's a little bit different. And I'm going to read that tonight. It's a little bit different. Their focus this time around is on the law enforcement justice system in Liberia. Because there's a lot of information I was reading here about justice system in Liberia. I'm not going to read all of it tonight. But for me, it's a very interesting one, and I love it. I love it the way it turned out, because they were able to tell us exactly what this government have done. And I'm very proud to have this government as most of them to be my leaders, folks. It's a wonderful program to have, and I'll be reading that. But before I do that, as usual, let's remind ourselves what was it that Dr. Weir was doing during the election. Let's remind ourselves. What was some of the things this young man was doing? For me, I have this video to remind me of who Dr. Weir is and what he was thinking and what he was doing. Let's play the video.
Let's make sure you do that same information you can hold. You know what it is. I don't need to show the rod. You must stay. We're going to junior that before.
No, I beg you.
Okay, folks, there you have it. Dr. Weir during the election. I just like to remind all of us what was happening during the election. For me, this is one of the reasons why I strongly believe that Dr. Weir continued to focus on the road issue in Liberia. I'm not too sure how much focus is being exhibited these days, but they have project because, like I said, I'm involved. I've been slowing myself down too as well. So it's been Dr. Weir and his people have been focusing on road in Monrovia, whatever. But that's all that I'm going to say. But let's go now. Let me push a little bit this evening, folks. Before I have side by side 2017 Human Rights Report and 2018 Human Rights Report as well. So I'll be reading those summary. But let's go on. The next video that I'm going to be showing you now is about Ghana, folks. Ghana. What are some of the things the Ghanaians are doing to improve their lives and the lives of their fellow citizens? Let's listen. This is Ghana, folks.
Afrikiko Junction, Accra, Tema Motorway. Apollo in the Western region. The police is watching you. Over 1,000 of these cameras have been installed at strategic locations across the country. These cameras have made police surveillance more effective and giving a boost to fighting crime. Playbacks have also been very useful. In this particular case, investigation into a road accident.
Good morning, police emergency. How may I assist you?
These cameras are operated from emergency command centers in Accra, Kumasi, and Tamale that are now receiving a record number of calls.
When the call comes in, the system automatically generates a case form.
The case form is meant to solicit the essential information required from the caller. If it is a motor accident, are there any persons injured? If it is a robbery, are the robbers armed? And so on. All calls can be traced to where they are made. In case a call drops, the operator can call back. Once a call is processed, the information is sent to the dispatch section for patrol teams in the field. One challenge are prank calls that divert attention from real emergencies.
Prank calls must stop. In a genuine emergency, we may not be able to access our emergency command center.
Locating crime scenes promptly is another. Many houses and dwellings in Ghana are located on unnamed streets. This is being addressed by the new GPS address system, which is an integral part of the new emergency response system.
This command center is a milestone along the way of the transformational agenda that the Ghana Police Service has launched. The Ghana Police Service, as I speak to you, is about total number strength of 33,000. For the population of Ghana, the minimum strength should have been 56,000. At 33,000, the police to civilian ratio is 1:848, which is far lower than the UN minimum of 1:500. Therefore, the result to the digital intervention is meant to ameliorate or to mitigate the defect or deficiency or the deficit which stands at 23,000 police personnel. This intervention, which is going to make it easier for the police to monitor crime and make it easier for people in need to get in touch, therefore making it more efficient for them to check crime, it's a welcome intervention.
Again, folks, Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. That's the Ghana situation. I think we all can do that as well. It's no big deal. No big deal. Okay. I'm not too sure what is going on with my program here tonight, but you know, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. That's Dr. Wiada Samson talking. Okay, let me go on to the next video. This other video, I think you guys have seen so many times, so no big deal. But let's go on. Let's go on. Let's hear Dr. Weir as he talked to us with this opening for the Dole community role that were constructed under his leadership. Let's listen in. Like I said, the process, I'm not satisfied with it. But in fact, the whole thing, this from the start to the finish, I'm not satisfied with it. But the idea that Dr. Weir would focus on trying to bring about a decent role in Liberia, that's something we all need to gravitate towards and support. Let's listen to Dr. Weir as he try to warn us as people of the community what he expects of us with respect to the role. How do we utilize the role? How do we, the community, needs to behave towards the role? Let's listen.
I want you to make sure that you take care of this role and you keep it clean. Yesterday, I was here. Yesterday, I drove here. I saw most of you people, nobody knew I was in the car. The place was closed and they want to break it, so I passed around. But what I saw yesterday, it should not be happening here. You see, when someone says development, that means you are developing, you change from having developed to develop. So what happened yesterday, the garages, car parking, and no access to road here, you need to encourage your people to not park cars in the middle of the road. I was here yesterday. I watched the game that was playing yesterday. I was here. If you notice, there was one Lexus, one black car was on the road yesterday. I was in that car. So you see, I was here, I was in Lokita, I was around. And all of y'all are using bike to survive. I beg you, what I noticed yesterday, you should not be doing it. Because we'll ask the police, the safety people to make sure that they summon you. What I saw yesterday, motor vehicles were all over the place. They cannot be in line if they are a survivor. If the world gave you what you want in life, make sure you do it well. Yesterday, I had to stop a motorbike right there. They have 4 kids for 1-year-old babies. And the guy in the middle, I had to stop the bike and put a children down my leg. You see, so sometimes I say to my head, not at the house, to move. Yesterday, I was not happy yesterday when I came to the community road. Because they park on the take on the road, people doing garages, and what is wrong. We did not build a road for garage. We build a road so the children are going to go to school, so the car can go freely. So, if we come back here, the police will be there, anyone. Because the development of brainwash prosperity. Anybody park here, the police will charge you to pay. So you know that you have to follow the road. So I'm happy today. I just want you.
Okay. That's Dr. Weir giving us. That's going to be the last video. The next thing that I'm going to go ahead and go on to my topic tonight, folks. Again, welcome on Liberian Pub Radio. Samson to Liberian Pub Radio, the host here tonight. The last time I was here, I was talking about some issues and about how I felt, my belief that the mother of the land, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former president, did not do us a favor. She had no structure. The structure was there, but the structure was not utilized in a sense. There was no interaction between her agency. And as a result, you have agencies doing one thing, the other people doing another thing, and they were not able to collaborate with each other and be able to come up with a good plan. As a result, we have these kinds of stuff, the $16 billion stuff, that are the issue we have with the money for me that didn't start overnight. That's been happening a long time ago because there's no structure. Because I truly believe that if you have a structure, political structure, where you have inner agency working together, understanding what is happening, then you will know how to behave and what to do. But the money issue, I believe that those two gentlemen, the son of the president and the godson of the president, I believe did what they did, but not necessarily taking money because I have no proof. That's not what I'm talking about. But I mean the fact that they were not able to have conversation with the legislature. That they did not wait until they get the approval from the legislature. They decided to go ahead and carry on their own to have a contract for people to print money for Liberia. And the Constitution, I believe, stated that the purse of the nation should come from the Congress. And they were supposed to ask him to print certain amount of money. They didn't do that. They didn't wait. And I felt within myself that because Madam Sirleaf was able to manipulate the legislature, she was able to weakening the other branches of the government. Okay, so I thought that she did a good job to weaken that institution, and so the people didn't have no respect for them. That was my argument, and it still remains that. Let me go on. This is going to be a brief one. This is a very interesting situation that is happening, and this story was in the paper maybe 2 or 3 days ago, so I'm way behind time. Okay, but this story, Justice Jana is being tried, impeachment proceeding in the Senate. And 2 or 3 days, or maybe 4 days or so, but they have a conference or something where the Chief Justice went out to state that, I'm just paraphrasing, if you want to, you can look for the article and read it, that people were accusing him when they should know better, and that his job, his role to be the presiding officer during the impeachment proceeding is prescribed by the Constitution, so he's not violating anything. However, the president of the bar, Councillor Gongula, he stood up and just toward the Chief Justice statement, told it to square, as far as I'm concerned. He was very respectful, don't get me wrong. But he told in that paper, he stated that why the Constitution allowed the Chief Justice to preside over the impeachment, but the process itself was flawed from the beginning, and therefore the Chief Justice should not have been sit over a flawed investigation or a flawed impeachment proceedings. And that was his argument, that the process itself should not have even be allowed to be carried out. And he, as a member of the Bar Association, felt within himself that it's time for him to speak up. You want to read that article, go over there and read it. It's from front page. Okay, so I thought that I'd throw that in there. It's a very interesting, in fact, the latest article that I read, I believe the Justice Jana is supposed to be testifying Monday, so he might be taking a stand. Okay, so go and read it. Before I go on here now, I will be talking about Madam Elvis Johnson Saliba. I've already started that. I felt within myself, and I'm still going to say that again tonight, that there was no structure under her leadership. And because of that, we continue to have these issues that we're facing. The issues of brutality in Liberia, the issues of Liberian not being able to respect the rule in terms of corrupt behavior. If the structure is there, we would have been better. Okay, so I still argue that. Those of you that want to argue contrary to my view, that's okay. You're entitled to it. I'm not gonna say that what you're saying is not, or how your argument is wrong. No, that's not what I'm gonna do. Okay, let me go on. So this is, having stated that, let's go now to the 2018. And I'm a little bit, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed as well, because I thought uh, the summary that I'm going to be reading is not that much different from the 2017. So when do we try to, when we're going to ever grow out of these things? You know, these are not things that people will take lightly. Let me go on. Let me go on. Let me go on, folks. Let me bring my president. What in my mind? Our president, the president of the Republic of Liberia, Doctor. We are Samson Tor. Let's go. Okay. This is the go. If you want to see this, go to the just go to Google and type in Liberia 2018 Human Rights Report by State Department, and you'll see it. Okay. All right. Let me go on. Let me go on. I'm not going to be here long tonight, though, folks, because it's Friday. I want to boogie down. I want to go boogie down. So I'm not going to be here long. Samson, too. I'm going to put a foolish trip tonight. But no, on a very serious note. Oh, one other thing. One other thing. Okay. There's another article, and this I got to get up. Samson, too. Just bear with me. I'm going to go through the camera here, so I hope you don't find your eyes. Okay. Okay. This article here. Do you see? Can you see the people? No, not quite, huh? Okay. These two people. I hope you able to see it, but I'll just touch them. You know, in life, when people are talking or writing and what have you, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Okay. There was this article was written back in 2005 by Dr. Bobma Formula against Samuel Twe. And thing that he wrote in there, I mean, forget about the words that was describing Mr. Twe. But basically, what he's saying is that Mr. Twe, the man like Mr. Av, are the rotting layers thrown out by the old and rotting society who want to be relevant. This article is bad. Okay, on Mr. Twe. But the thing I want to say about this article is that Dr. Formula predicted all of these things that was happening. He felt that people like Mr. Twe does not have the requisite to be able to be involved into Liberian political activities, and that he Twe hanging himself around a young man who is a football player and trying to make himself relevant into Liberian society. And that was the argument. And if you find this article, Dancing on the Rope, it said, if you put Google Dancing on the Rope by Dr. Formula, you're most likely going to see pretends and a unique grain of ignorance, a reply to Samuel D. Twe. Okay? But there's a lot in this article. But he predicted that Samuel Twe was not able to manage anything. And so if he's allowed to get involved into Liberian government hierarchy, we will find ourselves in deep trouble. And I'm not saying that Mr. Tua is guilty of anything. That's not the point. But I'm just telling you what Mr. Dr. Famler stated back in 2005. Okay, go and research it and you'll find that out. Mr. Gale, welcome, welcome. Okay, my own wife, Comfort Anthony, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Okay, let me read this. Let me read this human rights report. Okay, this is 2018 executive summary. I'll just read the executive summary. Liberia is a constitutional republic with a bicameral National Assembly. The country held presidential and legislative election in 2017. That an international observer. Okay, let me read that again. The country held a presidential and legislative election in 2017 that domestic and international observer deemed generally free and fair. Free and fair. The first round of voting for the presidency and 73 seats in the House of Representatives occurred in October, followed by a presidential runoff election in December. Days after the presidential runoff election, the National Election Commission declared the Coalition for Democratic Change candidate George Weah president and Julia Howard Taylor vice president for a 6-year term. Okay, vacated Senate seat held by president and vice president prompted the by-election on July 31st that were peaceful and credible. Likewise, on November 20, by-election to fill 2 other vacant seats were peacefully and credible as well. Civilian authority generally maintain effective control over the security forces, although lapses control occur. Human rights issues including extrajudicial killing by police, arbitrary prolonged detention by government officials, harsh and life-threatening prison conditions, undue restriction on the press. Okay, criminal libel dispute, criminal libel despite progress to enact legislation that law already passed, decriminalizing press offenses, official corruption, lack of accountability in case of violence against women due to government inaction, and in some instances, including rape, domestic violence, a female genital mutilation, cutting, okay, trafficking in person, criminalization of consumers, same-sex conduct, violent threatening lesbian, gay, bisexual, transaction, sexual person, and child labor, including its worst form. Impunity for individuals who committed, here we go, this is from State Department. Impunity for individuals who committed atrocity during the Civil War, as well as for those responsible for current and continual crimes, remain a serious problem. The government may implement but limited attempt to investigate and prosecute officials accused of current abuses, whether in the security forces, elsewhere in the government. Corruption at all levels of government continue to undermine public trust in the state institution. Folks, there you have it. I want you to go and pick it up because I'm going to be reading from time to time. Okay. This is coming from the State Department. Now, let me see if I can find, okay, 2017. Okay. It's better. Oh, but this is what I want. This is, okay, all right. This is why I'm so excited. This is why I'm so excited. After everything that goes on to say, disappearing. There were no report of disappearing or by or on behalf of government authorities. Nobody disappear by night or day. Say, oh, government, the person, we can't find them. Oh, nothing, according to the State Department report. So for that, I seriously want to thank this government. Please keep it up. People might not disappear. However, we still have a lot to go. And what the State Department have done this time around is that they focus on the criminal, and not just criminal, on the justice system in the Republic of Liberia. They spend a lot of time on that. Some very interesting issue were discussed. Okay, but I'll be going through them from time to time. But once again, there you have it. There were no report of disappearance by or on behalf of the government authorities. So that means government takes count to people door at night, knocking door, and then the husband say, "I can't find my husband." The wife say, "I can't find my husband." Nobody disappear in Liberia, at least in this time. So I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. We want to thank the government for that. However, the government still have a lot to do. The government still have a lot to do because they go in torture and other cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment for punishment. Okay, and they go through a lot here. There's a lot. I'm not about ready to read that tonight. So I just want to say that the government is doing the best as far as I'm concerned, just from the human rights report. Okay. Okay, so they also mention here very interesting situation where some part of last year, the police officer that shot that young man, and they said the government promptly investigated and brought the police officer to the book, and in fact he's been found guilty. Okay, now if you go back here 2017, similar situation, except the incident happened in, I believe it was in Bombing County, where a police officer, because somebody refused to give him water, he beat the person, stabbed the person to death, and he was never brought to justice. I mean, according to the State Department report. So you see here, this government, policeman killed somebody. The police spending 25 years in jail. The policeman spending 25 years in prison. In 2017 report, the policeman beat somebody, stabbed the person to death, and the policeman was never prosecuted, according to the report. It's two different things. I'm not making it. Go look it up. So that's a very interesting one. Okay. So it's Friday, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Radio. Like I said, I'm not gonna be here tonight that long. It's Friday. I have to try and make other people happy, so they are broke. Last week I was dancing here. I just got paid. I'm broke now. Now somebody got paid. They got a lot of money. So I gotta go show some love for money. Samson told. I hope she's not watching because she said, "Don't even talk to me." Folks, I'm just kidding. So anyway, I'm not gonna be here long tonight. It's a very interesting. It's very serious on the issue of this human rights report. Like I said, if you're Liberian, you should be proud of it, because if you go through it, you will find out that this government is doing their best. However, they also mention, you see, these are some of the things I was talking about the last time when I had my show. The issue with the president making statement against the BBC reporter when he has that press conference, it's in here. The statement he made, they have it as part of the human rights report. Okay, so those are kinds of unforced error that this government continue to commit, and as a result, when they make these kinds of mistake, then it comes back to hurt them, because anybody who wants to do business in Liberia, they might want to go to a State Department to visit them and see the report. and they go through, oh, the president said something about somebody, oh, calling them enemy of the state, what have you. Those are not something that are good for us, people. So those are I think we need to stay away from. But I will do my best. It's Friday, like I said. I'm getting ready to get off the show here. I'll do my best by Monday, to be able to come back, and hopefully by then I won't be having thing to go do. But tonight, myself, I got to go out too now. Every day I can't talk to you. I stay here. My people, we here. Oh, before I go, thank you. Before I go, I want to address one issue here very quickly. I know this is about Grand Jide community. Okay, very seriously. So Mr. So has his program 2 nights or so ago. It was not something that was sanctioned by Liberian Public Radio. He's a Liberian Public Radio personality. However, he also have his own life. So he's a manager, campaign manager for the Porte team of the Grand Jide community that are seeking to lead the Grand Jide community. So he decided to have a conversation with brothers and sisters. Those who have interest that want to call in will call in. And he went on, and he has a wonderful, wonderful show. The show was successful. I went on there and I made a few statements, and perhaps they didn't go down well with some brothers and sisters. Let me say this here again. Those of you that are in the Jide community, my name is Samson Brown Toll. Why do I say that? Go look it up in the Constitution of Grand Jide County Grand Jide Association in America. You'll find my name in the Constitution. I've been around. I've been involved. When I came on Mr. Soul's show, the statement that I made was this, and I still do feel that strongly, that they shouldn't have election this year. They should use the opportunity to get all Grand Jidens, those who are able to go to Minnesota for the 2 days that we're going to be there. Let's have a discussion. Face-to-face, frank discussion. A discussion, not rude, but to be honest with each other. Where are we as a people? What exactly is happening to us as people? As member of the Liberian community here in the diaspora, why is it that we're having this issue that is going on? And let's have that discussion. And let the conference come up with some sort of a resolution with recommendations. But instead, people are deciding to have an election. And I stated, and I made a statement publicly, that this election, there are certain people, and let me make it also public here tonight. I truly believe that Madam Ida Poir is much more credible and much more qualified to be the leader of this community. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. I believe that she's going to win, and I believe that she will lead this association to the next level. However, my concern is you're going to come with all that experience that she had, with all the good intention that she had, but she's going to come and lead an organization that is divided, lead an organization that is hollow. There's a hole, a gaping hole in the middle of Grand Jide Association, and you're going to be the leader on top here. And my argument was, if we do that, we will continue to face problems. You know how many board members Grand Jide Association have? What is it? I believe 20-something. Amount of 20-something board members. Do you see them agreeing on certain things that perhaps would get the ball moving? Of course not, because all of them have their own opinion, and they're right because they were elected. They didn't come into the board community overnight or back door. These people were vetted by their people, and they said, go and represent us. So when they come on the board and speak, they speak for the people that they're representing. Why will you have 20 some more members as board member? You're going to have an organization as strong as Graduate Association. You come up with new idea. When we used to have, let me just tell you a little bit, and before I get off here. Those days when Samson Tour and the rest of the Granadians were trying hard to get this thing moving, we were that many. From Ohio, those days, it was Mike Soba, Isaac Soba, Samson Tour, and Bonnie Breeze, 4 from Ohio, to be member of Graduate Association. Ohio, Cleveland, Akron, Canton, Columbus, Cincinnati, there were only 4 Granadians that I know of. Okay? And we were a member of the Graduate Association. Okay? Now, you go to Ohio and see how many Granadians you will find over there. Ohio is so populated with Granadians that they were able to host the last election. Same thing all over the United States. So when we had all kinds of things those days, when we put them in the Constitution to have board members, there were not many chapters. So it was easy to have members represent board member coming from the chapters, 2 board members or whatever they had coming from the chapter to represent the chapters. Now you have all of these, thanks to Mr. Timmons Collins. You have 20 some more chapters. So all of these chapters, I believe they sent in 2 board members. Oh, so that's 42. Well, whatever. Okay. So now these board members are there to represent the interests of their chapter. Do you think that kinds of thing will work for today's generation? I don't think so. So Samson Tour, I'm still young, I'm only 25 years old, but I am not able to lead anymore. So I will not find myself vying for any of these positions. However, as somebody who's been around, I must offer my opinion from time to time. So I felt within myself, and I still do feel that go to the convention and have a conversation about this Graduate Association. Look what's happening to the board. You know, I don't need to announce here. So that was my statement that I was making. I'm not making a statement to derail election. I'm a liberal. I'm a progressive liberal, for Christ's sake. What makes you think I will derail an election? No. But if it is necessary to suspend the election in order for you to have a solid ground for you to lead, then I will offer that opinion. It's my opinion. That doesn't mean you have to accept it. You can disagree with me. And I'm going to Minnesota. If given the opportunity, that would be my proposal. I will make a motion for the election to be suspended. And if my motion carry, so be it. If they vote against me, so be it. But I will express it. And so the brothers and sisters that was talking, something to this, something to that, I just want you to know. My hey you moya. Folks, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Let me get out of here. It's time to go. I will say thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's Friday, but as you can see, not too much energy coming from me tonight because I'm anxious to leave from here and I'm anxious to go to where I want to go. Samson Tour. Good night, folks. Tune in Sunday for Freedom Watch. Mr. Soul will do a wonderful job again, as usual. Give us a wonderful, wonderful news. This is Samson Tour, LIBERIA Public Radio. I'll say good night to all of you and let's do it again Monday. Good night.
Shadow
bo kwa we da nwe le bo ko no ese abo be enu ni we da fi no le kira bo e pa so e ko ta mu be su ke shablo ra so ko ne joja ko ne ko na we ya tu asian lu le bo ko ne joja sian ko ne ko na we anu ese bo le ra tu bo so enu ni we la ko ni gba so e mo no so ta mu be o nu ade wa ara luki ko ni gba so e mo no so ta mu be o klo ani ablie sogo abaira konu kwedu sialuwe na chawe sialuwe bo biewe no yegbere klaluwe sedre nyokonwo na mabako we de no wa ko isi agbole la tu osu anu ni wele na mabako we so wa ke no ko di fo awe mo na da fi o son we ye tamo bien do mo igbe o to wa jeje o mama ko ne ko na we anu se gbole la tu osu anu ni wele mojo si awe pa nyokon wa nu trouble de Jamuni pote wa o loyon Juju pote wa o Onu loyon duwe Poko we denwa o Kone se bole la tuwa so we anu ni wele Wela nyome komasi muwe Mwako riman juzu le ne manyowe Monje dela yomba o Monsu ina yo Monje diama yomba Namo wa uluo Monje che ade yomba Namo su ina yo Wow, ya luigi pote wow, wala nyoma jagwe mu luigi pote wow, atati pote wow, wala nyoma kwa wede ngo, kana te gbole la tu wazu wenu ni wele, nigba so en so go ta mu fe o, to di ke fe, ma de, so wi gelo, bebe kari, les asko du soir le menti, la fino. Ase idawe ma Erodi Nala Steveri Seve de Côte d'Ivoire Moi wea Mombo kowe denwe One se bole la tu wazu enu ni wele Ela di wazu en loyon su ta mu pe o Jamuni pote wa o Peri juzu pote wa o Lipe ya bui sogo iba hindi we denwe o wa kuma ye nyamuo boko we denwe salu wa kuma ye nyamuo ije blo yanju we baga neje ode je nyombo ye mono neje ode wa kuma ye nyamu mombo ko we denwe so we wa kuma ye nyamuo
lo appelle que on José que wa no blo yandai Yusu et Chablo Delfino de Kela le metan ipodai mon doudou est mon popo yabi de Rosette ne Boko we denwe o bien le nyemwo Boko we denwe o bien le nyemwo Amante Roseli Amante Loki o ne se ko wenyo ne se ko wenyo Amante Geneviève I don't think you ne se ko wenyo ne se ko wenyo Ko wadani ne sa bobe Bayo Julien no digio no te bowenyo nyoma joja mwe bangu kondu bruza na bo ya bie kondu bruza na bo amiga Masino de Masino yesa bende agio ni te bowenyo aole ole ole o aole o Maman de Florence son Catherine Angel Fune Bleka Anu baba dilegi o na bobo ya biwo Inana Colette Ah na we anyo Matele Na de Josephine Sa na we anyo le ole Aole o Nyama abiga mwe mwe evo Ah mama Taylor Petit juzo na be kwa mwevo Ya kuiwa nae Ola ose bobe be dani e Me ngeri ji o